Everybody, how's it going? So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I thread my eyebrows. I've been doing this for many years and I love it. And it's taking me some trial and error to sort of get to the point where I'm comfortable enough to do my eyebrows on my own. And I think it's a great way to save some money. You don't have to go into the salon. You don't have anybody else touching and messing with your eyebrows. So I'm just going to show you some tips and tricks that I've learned. So if you want to learn how to do your own eyebrows, stick around and keep watching. Okay, so before we get started, there are some things you are going to need, and I remember I did a video a few years ago. I think this was right when the pandemic started in 2020. I made a video and it wasn't that great quality, so I'm hoping this one is much better quality, but I never talked through like what is it that you need when you do your eyebrows. So first and foremost, you're going to need thread. So any type of sewing thread will work here. And I like to use thread that is a cotton material. Some thread are very silky and they're a little bit slippery. So try to find a cotton thread because it'll give you a better grip on the hair. Another thing that you'll need are a nice pair of tweezers. Yes, even if you're threading your eyebrows, you will still need this little puppy around just for some like cleaning up and precision work. So grab yourself a pair of tweezers. Another thing that you will need are a nice pair of eyebrow scissors. I think that's what they're called, just to snip away and trim and shape the brow even more after we're done. And then finally, another thing that you'll need is a brush like this that has both a bristle and a comb. And we're going to use this to just brush up our hair and kind of direct the hair and kind of get a nice shape. Okay, so the first thing that you'll need to do is you need to grab your thread, and what you're going to do is you're going to make probably about a 2-foot long piece of string. So just keep on going. It's going to go off camera, but I like to make it pretty long. So yeah, this is probably close to 24 inches long, I would say. And you're just gonna snap that off, and then you're gonna fold it in half. So I'm just bringing the ends so that they meet together like that. And then you are going to bring this together. So I just put the ends together, and then let me show you how I'm holding it. So when I brought the ends together, I'm keeping sort of a loop, right? We're going to create a loop. So with your other hand, you just want to make sure that the strings, both sides of the strings stay apart. So you have this like negative space. So you see I'm pinching both ends with my thumb and index finger, but I'm keeping this space open. So once you have this, you're going to try to make a knot. So let me show you. If this will focus, you're just gonna wrap it around your index finger a couple of times, keeping it pinched. So you see it's still pinched, and I'm just wrapping it around like 5 or 6 times, and look at what that did to the size of the string. We went from like that big wide piece of string to something that is probably 10 inches apart, and this will take some trial and error on your part. You have to figure out what's most comfortable for you. I find that this length is the most comfortable for me. So when you have the length that you feel is like comfortable enough to get the hair, you're going to take this side and you're just going to slide it off your finger, right? And then you're just going to pull from the opposite side. And for some reason, this creates a knot. You could just do like a regular knot, but I find this to be pretty good. So you see now we have a knot. So then now that we have our loop, you're gonna hold the string, you're gonna put your hands through the string on both sides. So my palms are facing me. My hand's like huge, it's crazy. So your palms are facing you, and then you're going to take one hand and you're just going to you're gonna turn your hand a couple of times, and what that does is it creates a scissor. So this is how we are going to grab the hair. The hair is gonna go on in between these two strings, and you're gonna kind of cut with your other hand. So you can do this through any side you want. So that's our threading scissor. So now that we know how to make the thread itself, I'm going to zoom you in so I can show you what we're dealing with here. So bear with me. Okay, so the first thing that I usually do is I start by brushing up all of the hair. And this just helps me see just how much hair needs to be removed, because it's very easy to sort of over pluck and over remove the hair. So after I've brushed my hair up, you see how there's like extra hair sticking out. I'm gonna cut that away. Okay, so that's the initial snip, right? We're gonna come back to it once we have our shape mapped out a little bit more. So then we're gonna take our string, right? So this is what we created the knot. And then I'm going to create the little scissor. So again, the hair is going to get caught in the crisscross of this string. So let's get started. So I like to start on the outer edge of my brow. These are usually the easiest to clear out because you don't have to worry about getting the shape right. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a hair that you want to kind of pluck away, and you're going to place the string so that the hair gets in between the crisscross. So can you see that? The hair is right at the crisscross of the string. And so what I'm going to do with your opposite hand, so my left hand, you're going to open up the string to pluck the hair out. So basically, one hand is open here, the other one you can say is closed. In order to get the scissor to move, you need to open up the opposite hand. Right? So it's like a seesaw motion. That's how the scissor works. So let's do that again. So let me get this hair here because that one seems to be a big, thick, juicy one. So you're going to grab it in between the crisscross and pull. And you see that got rid of like 3 or 4 hairs at the same time. And that's the beauty of threading, is that it's so precise that it gets all the finer little hairs really easily. So you do need a mirror that gives you that magnification so you can check out all the tiny little hairs. So I'm going to get this right here as well. And the other thing you want to do is you want to like look up so that this area, the skin gets stretched out a little bit. You know how some eyebrow ladies, when they're doing your eyebrows, they'll tell you to like pull up your brow. This is so that the skin doesn't get caught in the string. So then I'm just following the shape of my brow as it is. So if the hair is pointing downwards, I'm gonna run it in that direction, if that makes sense. So right here, I'm gonna make sure it's within the crisscross, and then I'm gonna pull like that. And it might take some tries. And you know, some of the hairs don't come out on the first try, so like this one didn't. So let me do that again. And then I just brush off the hair with the string. So that's what it's looking like right now. I hope you guys can see that. it's already looking so much better. But you see how we just cleaned up that entire area? Okay, so then I'm gonna move over to the front part where the hair, the direction of the brow is this way, like it's, you know, flattening, it's straightening out here. So I'm gonna hold the string straight. So again, we're just going to make sure that it's in the crisscross. You're just gonna go straight across. And that only took out one like you saw. So we're gonna go over it again, like that. And once you get the hang of it, you can go faster. So you see I just took out a lot. Wowie! So that's one thing that happens sometimes. You will sneeze. I usually go so fast that I don't sneeze, but I guess because I'm going slow, I'm like sneezing up a storm. So you just kind of go around and get the hairs as you see them. And you kind of want to tilt your head back so you can have the string kind of, you know, as close as possible to the base of the hair. Alrighty, so now that we did like this first round of cleaning up, what you want to do is you always want to sort of back up, zoom out, look at your brow and see, you know, if there's any other places that you need to pluck the hair, because sometimes when you're up close, you know, you feel like you need to take out every single piece of hair, but that's not always the case. So always zoom out, step back, see where the shape is headed. And it's okay if you over pluck. We have enough brow correcting makeup and powders and gels that you can very easily fill it in. So don't worry if you over pluck. It takes a bit of practice to do your eyebrows by threading. So feel free to make as many mistakes as you can. You can always, you know, restore the shape and thickness of it as the hair grows. So that is the bottom. And now to do the top, what I like to do is I will brush it down just to see where the line should be. So I don't know if you can tell, but the majority of the hair should stop here along this edge. So all of this hair up top, I'm gonna remove. So I'm gonna grab this hair. Can you see that? Yeah. I'm gonna grab this hair right here, kind of follow the direction that it's pointing in, and then just pull it away, just like that. And you can use the string to kind of brush the hair away. So there's a patch right here, all this new growth. I'm gonna get all of these. So you see all of them are sort of sitting in the cross section of my string. Hopefully you can see that. Focus, focus. Okay. Okay, ready? So we got like 60% of that. And there you go. Now I'm going to take my brush because the majority of the hair has been cleaned up. I'm just going to do the unibrow really quickly, show you guys that. And excuse the massacre that's happening here. Just been dealing with acne lately. But anyway, so same deal applies for the unibrow. You want to look up as in raise your eyebrows, that's what I mean. And then you just want to get the hairs out. And for the unibrow area, I usually hold the string horizontally, so I don't follow any sort of like up or down or diagonal or anything like that. But for this hair that's kind of pointing this way, I'll angle it so I can get it. And there you go. And the good thing about threading is that it really gets the hair from the root, so they don't grow back for a while. It's sort of comparable to waxing, although never wax your eyebrows because over time your skin is going to stretch and sag, and that's the last thing you want around your eyes. So okie dokie, so 90% of the hair has been cleaned up at this point. What I like to do here is, again, brush the brow a little bit, see if we have any excess hair, kind of zoom out and look at how the shape is looking. And then this is where our tweezer comes in handy, is I'm just going to clean up a little bit just to refine the shape a little bit more. Alrighty, so this is the final result. You can see our brows are looking great. You might get some redness. I have a little bit of redness, but that usually goes away after like 5 to 10 minutes. If you're doing this for the first time, you might feel a little itchy along with the redness. Just apply a little bit of any moisturizer that you have. You can apply Vaseline, you can apply ice. I would just stick to doing a normal face moisturizer. And then you might have like all the little eyebrow hairs that fell onto your cheek and your nose. So you can just take a powder brush and get rid of that. But that's all there is to it. It's not the most complicated thing. Give it a shot. Again, like I said, it's going to take a little bit of trial and error before you kind of find your angles and find what shape you want. But once you do get the hang of it, it's really great. And you can also do this for, like, you know, your upper lip, for those of us who suffer from mustaches like I do. So occasionally you can thread that area too. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you found this useful. Leave your questions down below if you have any questions. If I'm forgetting anything obvious, I'm sorry. So yeah, leave your questions down below and I'll answer them. Do hit the like button if you found the video useful. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching all, and I'll see you in the next video.